DK able to mow down Oscar, the recent addition to Sinners. Also picked it up towards the tail end of the last game, but just wasn't enough for them. And a nice find. You can see they put the brakes on. They've got a minute and a half after that frag to just sort of work things out here.
It's a good push from shox. If he guesses right and goes towards A, they are... wow. I was about to say they are getting enveloped, but not when you crack a way open like that. 2 clean frags found already. shox has got to do God's work, and they're all, by virtue of running back, looking his direction. They're going to chase him down. Smoke is dropped. And I think Falcons should actually put the brakes on here. They're getting a little bit overzealous. Pushing through. 2 players fighting. shox can't get too much done. And despite running into the Lions' den, I think these Lions have had their claws well in Python, who is being talked highly by a lot of who has a lot more skill. He's the one that's got to kind of prove it for me. But this team is really going to work.
It's him and Exercise, aren't they? They're the 2 players that you look at in the French scene as the up-and-comers. What can they do? Super high ceiling, according to, you know, testimony and anecdotes and whatnot. But can they translate that into the team-based Counter-Strike, into the officials? So far, Hadji, you mentioned him. I think might have had an M4 that he retrieved. Or probably a Galil, actually. Because he lands a dink. He doesn't get the kill. So... not upgrading to that AK will cost him his life and a frag. Pretty big deal. Especially with Sinners wanting to get on the board early. They're holding the B-bomb site quite heavily. 3 players, 2 towards short, making sure that they do not drop that control. Meanwhile, Falcons just stacking up outside of Monster.
Where's shox playing? He's in barrels, holding a tight angle. See if they peek this. Shots onto Python, and now they're alerted. There's players in towards short. shox finds one, and full miss nade here is not going to help whatsoever. Oh, it's just going to be a meat grinder. There's players facing from short. Then goes to pivot as well. shox actually can't find a kill. Bit of a window. Wow. 2-on-2, that's come out of nowhere.
Yeah, really looked like a mess taking down shox, and, well, the lack of that frag nearly cost him. Kenny's going to have a good peek here. And he gets the frag as well. B-Stick, meanwhile.
Oh, and gets out of dodge.
In the clutch. Unbelievable. Player down below him. Gets the drop on that one, but he needs to beat the AWP of Kenny S, and that is no mean feat. Smoke onto the bomb. Playing around the right-hand side. He's got the drop on Kenny, at least for now. Kenny is really not considering this. Spots him, misses the shot. Going to go for another. And gets a classic Kenny S quick scope. This one in the best possible way, our Falcons. AWP out for Oscar. Has to do something. B-Stick going to be mollied out early. Holds the angle. Maybe a slight miscomm, or Python too confident in the Kenny S AWP to hold him down. At least the trade is there. Nonetheless, something even is always good for Sinners, and Zedco is in the right place at the right time for the kill. Finally, we'll see them hit something substantial. Only 2 remain now for the Frenchman.
Kenny S trying to find a gap. That was the only chance. Zedco... sorry, Zero is not going to be peeking again. There's no reason to face again from these dice or anywhere, really. Bit of a peek. That's going to come forward. You didn't need to do that, Zero. You didn't need to do that. 4-on-2, there was no need to. And now Oscar, under a little bit of pressure. Kenny does have nades. And they know where Oscar was. So they can use those nades to isolate him off. Wow, there's a couple of smokes here front side. This is getting very chaotic, and... if they can get the bomb down, maybe there's an opportunity, but this is such a mess here on the site right now.
Yeah, NVK's really not sure. That smoke's going to go down as well. A fake plant coming in. Oscar not peeking on the AWP. 23 seconds, and, well, just using the numbers to their advantage, really. Kenny's got 3 to get through on his own. Tech 9 out. Zedco is low. That information perhaps has come through. He swapped across to the AK. Another fake plant to come through. Gives the game away. Only 10 seconds. You know, really not a lot of time. Zedco slow but sure making his way in. Isn't needed. Oscar early on the AWP. Nice and aggressive. MBK's going to go peeking into him and will indeed fall. Great angle for Oscar. Great execution. The overpass starting to gain speed for Sinners.
No doubt that Oscar's been a problem so far. Zedco, in for a world of pain as this utility starts to fade, but does get one before being traded. Still a man advantage for the CD side. They still got all this mid control. shox is a deep line onto Monster. He's now trying to jump up onto Jail. So, I think Sinners are pretty happy now just to sit back and let Falcons make the next move. They're pretty well set up, and look at this towards A. They're even taking even more information. So, wow. I mean, Falcons have to find an entry kill, or these guys are going to be rotating so fast.
Shock. Ready and waiting. Great angle. Finds 2. That'll secure this round, surely. Masuta. It's got to be too low now after these couple of tags that he's received. 3 to take down. A few too many. Might even save his AK.
Does feel like we need to rein in these AD faults a bit and just go a bit more standard.
Yeah.
Then look at this one. B rush, nades flinging over, but so much damage taken through the smoke. Nade to finish, and the wheels have come off this execute. Another nade as well, and wow, that is brutal. They were never getting onto this bomb site this round.
Masuta trying. He's got 3 to find, and a missed shot out from the AWP makes it doable. No way, Masuta might be able to find it. Left with 2 HP.
On position, this duel surely is going to determine a lot of this round as Edco peaks. Kenny can't connect. Flashbang is perfect. Wow. If Kenny hits that shot, that's never a good... That would have been a disaster, but goes perfectly for Sinners.
Certainly does. D-stick. Stays alive. Zero, though, going to lose his head. MBK looking to take some guns off. Oh, that's a dink. Not quite the finish, though. Unfortunate. Python could maybe capitalize here. Drop shock. Bombs miles away, however. The round itself just not going to happen. Even on the spam, shock would fall. Shock going to give his life away. Maybe a bit needlessly. It would have been nice to survive with 4. Missed shot and a finish from Python. Okay.
Oh, my lord.
Not looking too bad. Zedco will take him down. It's possible. A lot of control, isn't it? I mean, the most that we've seen Falcons get without losing any players in a long time. There's a late push down long from B-Stick, but it's being watched for. And there it is. Kenny takes him down. Python finds shock at the exact same moment. 5v3. The overconfidence of Sinners getting the better of them. Zedco in a pretty bad spot when you're down. Flash comes in. He looks away from it. The spacing here is really not good. Zedco's going to give them the position that they want, though. Patience pays off. The numbers eventually overwhelm. 4 versus 2. Not totally out of the question just yet. The job being made harder and harder. They've got plenty of cash for 1, maybe 2 buys. I think if they save, you secure a second buy. So it really does depend on what Sinners want to do in the future rounds. It looks like for now, hanging around. Might find a kill or 2 that gives them a chance back in. Oh, they might just. Oscar contacting. Kenny going to take down Zero. Oscar, meanwhile, left alone, and it would be lovely for him to save this AWP to keep them coming in the future rounds. Nonetheless, Falcons finally back on the board.
It was a good round. I liked it. Kenny hitting shots, Python creating space. How this team's meant to function. And yeah, for Falcons, as much as it's been a little bit troublesome of late, they have got a good round haul. They can still make it up to 8.
Shot, though, and now they are very vulnerable on the retreat. Masuta in for 1. Oscar sticking around, but look at how much control off to his left he's had to give up. It's a mess. It's a bit of a mess, so he just continues to back away into a safer angle.
Falcons know he's here, so there's no need to get overzealous. They're using flashes to take him off. Some of those more aggressive angles. A little bit of a boost there for Kenny just to check behind the dice. And I'd love them just to turn back to B here. I mean, Haji can hear everything. He knows there's not players in water. They haven't pushed out Monster. They can't have information. And Sinners surely have to respect A, given the ground they've just lost. So this is perfect. Look at this. A retake setup. Only Zedco nearby. Shock is way back in graffiti. Couldn't be going any better for Falcons, and now they make their way in.
Haji on that entry. Trying his best. Nade goes down. Doesn't quite land. Zedco's still alive, and it's that time that's been bought that is so effective. Python, though, just continues to brute force in this round. It will retain the one-man advantage. Is it enough? It feels like it, doesn't it? It certainly does feel like it. Again, the AWP on the retake, just a smoke. They're going to give it a look in, despite the fact that we are on the penultimate round of this half. The money this time around, not really there. The saved weapons could be massive. Oscar, though, takes down Kenny. Speaking of massive, in comes the two-man. Oh, and Hadji, he waited. He hoped that they'd just go running past him. Oscar checks him, though, and that'll be the 8th round. The save that I thought maybe should have come through was the worst idea, and they will find number 8 out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think Kenny must have missed a shot. To 9? That'd be a hell of a recovery.
Oh, missed shot from Oscar there, I think. Either way, it's a very quick catch. 3 more players remain on the B bomb side, though. They really are bolstering their B defense as the half goes on. Hadji, dry wide swing. That's also 2 dinks, 1 through a wall and 1 cleanly. NBK, meanwhile, him and Kenny, okay, not happy with the way the previous round went. Number 7 will come easy. B-Stick, obviously going to go for it, but this would be one of the crazier 1v5s I think I've ever seen. Absolute bloodbath, I think. We love that one. And he's not going to get...
And Kenny, what's happened to Kenny? Is he being dinked from mid? Not a good start for him, but Python in kind 0. Wow. What a pair of headshots. Cracks open B, and now Falcons surely in for a world of pain.
Certainly does look that way, my friend.
What is this?
Okay. 0 through with a big 2K. An absolute mess of a pistol once again. Kenny, the only one left. He's going for a cheeky highlight clip, isn't he? 1 HP he's left on. And he's dead.
Learning as a player and give up an advantage when you had it so cleanly. I think it was a tad too much. 4 on 4 now, and NBK decides I'm going to push in response. 0's low, but NBK thinks better of it. Play the long game.
Yep. Long game often the most effective, really. Especially for a player like NBK. He's always been known, I think, for his restraint. Hadji, meanwhile, quite the opposite. Goes pushing through Monster. He's got a bit of backup. They need to find this kill. Masuta's just gone down. The fact that they do find it means they've got the bomb. Yeah, all important. 3 versus 3. There's only 30 seconds. So they've got to be in, out, and plant the bomb in 30 seconds. Good luck, I say. Oscar will find the first. There's still another player to get through. And there he is, just biding his time as best as possible. NBK, once again, that restraint showing will take down Hadji. Looks good while doing. And I'm not the only one to sing this tune. Every great French team has had NBK in it at some point, and he has helped a lot of them hit their peak. Shock picks up Masuta, however. So a 1-for-1 trade, a quick boost up, and Oscar will take the head of Kenny S in a matter of moments. Milliseconds even. 4v3, just like that.
Rollercoaster so far. Of course, had the info that the boost was there, so calls a couple numbers up, but they're so nervous. Take any ground towards long. NBK's going to peek, and wow, I guess he's just getting angsty. Could hear no players coming up, wanted to try and take a timing, and it doesn't work out whatsoever. And now Falcons are a very hard choice. You're just going to play 2 on the same site. That kill on Zedco is nice, but it does tell Sinners that A can't be that well defended. Time to sprint up. There can only be 1 here, and there's actually nobody right now.
Yeah, not good. Nice find coming in from the AWP of Oscar, and he's just going to finish it all. Nice flash round. Hadji only gets the 1, though. Was it necessarily needed? We'll find out. The B-bomb site pretty healthy at the moment. There's a lot of info for Masuta out in party towards Fountain. Do like this spot quite a lot. He's probably going to cut off at least one of the players, if not more. A little overzealous on the repeat, but 3 versus 2 gets the info that they're both there. 25 seconds, they will pick up the pace. MBK at the back end of the site looking to deny plant away, and he should be able to do so. Oscar playing around the smoke. Surely dead to rights it. Uh-oh. Maybe I spoke too soon. 10 seconds to get the plant in. There's a flank coming round, but it can't deny the plant away. Kenny on the deagle. Going to try and close the gap back to the AWP and beats out his compatriot on the opposite side with one of those. Trademark, no scopes. 9th round coming in for Falcons.
Decent recovery. As you said, Masuta 2 kills. Not a lot of highlights, but he's been so consistent, and especially in these late rounds, as you just see it there, you just could have that feeling that Oscar could do it.
Kenny, though, going to open once again onto shox. Uh-oh. He could get activated here. Zero up on a boost. Will find the head of 1. Or could fight here for MBK. Got to be 1, and he does. Trades coming back through, though. MBK eats a tag, I believe. Kenny S is here quickly with the AWP, so Sinner's really picking up the pace into this one, and success in some places. Thank God for Kenny S, though. An opening pick, a recovery pick, but loses his head. Zedko is so fast on the right eye, and that's going to make all the difference. MBK's got 23 HP. It's nowhere near enough. Masuta messes up on the door. 14 for Sinners. Absolutely going to happen. Zedko with the spot, and now just 2 players to get through on no HP at all. Oscar.
Side, and for the moment, looks fairly par for the course. Short aggression is going to be... I thought he's going to get met by shox, but shox actually goes for his own smoke in the end. So these short players are yet to be tested. Zedko's got a bit of a gap. Front of that utility. Got to win this duel with Python. Must win duel. Spotted out, and actually thinks better of it. As we can see on the minimap, there's so many players here for Falcons on V. This is impossible to crack if Sinners continue leading this way.
Yeah, I mean, Masuta picking up a 2k as well certainly helps the deal. But this round looking out of the question, to say the least. In through Monster, all 3 of them. They're just going to try and brute force their way through. A pop flash will come on contact, I am sure. Okay, a little dangerous. There's the flash. Leaves MBK in somewhat of an island, but they don't expect him that close. So
I'd love to see Kenny get into this half in the way that Oscar did. Oscar was absolutely formidable when they all of our CD side, and they kind of need Kenny to do the same. This could be a bit of a blender.
Wow.
They make their way out of Monster. Just about trades in their favor. Haji needs to get out of here. Wow.
Yep. I am also surprised that they managed to make it out there. The deep smoke that comes in, MBK, I suppose, with a bit of cover. They must have tried to smoke him off or something. I'm not quite sure what that smoke at short was for. And dry aggression. Who goes for that at 15-11, right? I think that's what they're playing off of. A surprise factor is certainly an element there. Nonetheless.
They smoked where the dead body coming out of T-spawn is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. It's the old Astralis take. Yeah, you don't see it very often anymore. It's a little bit telegraphed as that shit's flying over, but... yeah. Aggressive. I mean, Falcons, it's T-side as well. They're not scared just to call something fast, are they? MBK is... He's got a pair on him, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very, very confident with it, and I think a great call. That is just going to get into the minds of Sinners as well. It's really going to annoy them that they're going for something like that, not playing into our hands. That's how it should be, right? 15-9 kind of scoreline, 15-11, so much pressure. They should be putty in your hands, as they say. I think we call it Play-Doh. I'm not sure. Anyway, 4v3 and an A bomb site hit coming through here from Sinners. Somewhat of a Hail Mary. Great angle and great timing from Masuta. Kenny S will play around him. Nade onto Oscar. Gonna do the job. And he tried his best to get out of there, but that was a... Everyday Haji. What's he gonna learn here? Oh, Flash is super effective for him. I was gonna say, he's made so much noise around that corner, but a good find. A very, very good find indeed. 5 versus 4. Just like that. It's what Falcons want. Oh, we're looking at a B burst here. Python's going to get a smoke down in good time. Spots a couple of heads. Got to be very careful with his peeks here. He's lost his teammate as well. He does find 2. Assistance from Masuta comes in from the back end of the site. This heavy bolster on B of 3 or more players. Really common in this game and really, really paying dividends, particularly to Falcons.
I think for both teams. I mean, the A bomb site for neither side has never looked truly convincing. And look at this. I mean, shock. I mean, love to save, I think, actually. Does kill Haji, but the bomb is way out in the open. Surely Kenny can just post, and Masuda there can be ready. So Kenny's actually going to peek into this. See him left on the sidelines in these last few. NBK is so aggressive. Oh, my Lord. B-stick. How did he survive that? B aggression at the same time. This is all over the place as Python takes more duels. It's not looking good for Sinners anymore. Haji swings wide. Zero does get the kill, but Python's there to trade. And now you can say it. Overtime is coming.
Yep. 20 HP the difference right now. One man stands between... Oh, they're manned overtime. He will manage to find himself an opener. Kenny trying to spam away with the AWP. Good luck on that. There's a minute left in the round, so certainly a lot of time for Beastic to play with at the very least.
Yeah, I'd love someone
care.
to call his HP so Kenny can get off an AWP.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Oh, no.
Yeah. Python's not looking. Python's not looking. Wow, okay, so we are already down to 1v1 that you feel like should have never happened. Kenny on the contact. Toes is all he needs. Might come away with 1 or 2 stacked on top of each other. First one goes in, spacing's not quite there, and he's nearly in for 3. Kenny, meanwhile, activated from Optimus, lands the first, misses the second, but he's brought it down to a 2 versus 2 and a panicked 2 versus 2 as well. The bomb is bailing because they've got so much control deep in towards B. Haji, Kenny, not ready, but they will circumvent Zedco at least for now. Is that good? Is that bad?
They dropped the bomb. They can win this.
Oh, no, he's going to get both. Oh, the spin around to the last. Big damage onto Zero. Shock. Not messing around. Will peek out to find 2 thanks to the flash. The overtime Sinners looked so damn good. He gets another just to make sure that they have secured this round. Shock with a life round. 4 out of nowhere. 2 of them looked easy. 2 of them looked hard. He doesn't care. He'll just keep knocking them down.
I think Angel's on the phone. He wants to have a go. Oscar. Wow, caught out in the open. There might have even been an AWP tag there, and indeed it wasn't. Kenny S does finish it off, though. 4 on 4. Haji may fall by the wayside, but I think they'll take this. The positioning isn't so bad. They got a lot of A control, and... Oh, wow, big kill from Shock. That does flip it on a dime. Sin is feeling very comfortable now.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenny... hoping to lead the charge on the AWP here. They're going to look for one of those cheeky openers that they just need from an AWP at the end of the day. For just a split second, it looked good, but the Sinner's aggression, pretty effective.
Yeah, they do know the AWP is dead. That's the good news right now, so... They probably also saw it on the ground just there, just to confirm that. So you can contact the whole way up. Just keep playing off Kenny S. And oh, there it is. Perfect.
What we're looking for, Kenny S on the entry. Zero. This is a tough angle to clear, though. Coming in, flash. There, he can't get anyone. The flash is too perfect. Oh, no, the nade does finish off Masuta, but a 2 versus 2 that, you know, it felt like they had no right in getting. Python and Kenny. Still that AWP in play. Going to be absolutely deadly to deal with. B-stick here pretty quick, and Python peeks into him. Needlessly, it's hard to say at this point. We'll see what Kenny can do with the parameters he's been given. 2 kills already, looking for 2 more. It is the ideal spot to play around the bomb, to use this AWP to great success. Name of the game here. It will be an opener for Oscar once again. Shock. Great position for him. Python also... Zedco also chiming in. Oh my goodness. They're all dead. They're all just dead in a matter of seconds. 1916 at the...